Hey everyone, today I want to share the story about how I completely oversold myself at a very early on point in my photography career, and how I would have probably made a whole lot more money if I would have just waited a little bit and sharpened my skills, maybe stayed in my lane. So let's go over a few of those details and yeah, let's get into it. Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Sergio and I'm a commercial photographer here in Victoria, BC. But this story takes place back when I used to live in Montreal and I was shooting mostly cars at events and things like that. I have a good friend of mine who owns a car parts store in Montreal, and we used to shoot a lot of the new parts that would come in or the cars that he was working on, things like that. And it was a way for me to just grow and evolve my skills as a photographer in an industry that I really enjoyed shooting at the time. So it just so happens that one of his wheel distributors had very subpar advertising and marketing. He thought that it would be a good idea if we created our own calendar for them. So what we ended up doing is going down and shooting an entire catalog's worth of images in LA for his store back in Montreal. And to me, that sounded like an absolute dream. I'm like, wow, I'm just some kid in Canada, and now I'm gonna go to LA. It's a big warehouse. I'm gonna do a big shoot. I'm gonna rent a bunch of equipment. I'm gonna rent a car. It's like big budget, like woo woo. We're gonna go have some fun. And I mean, it was all of that. But to think that I was ready to take on any of that was wishful thinking, to say the least. So one of the biggest problems that came up really is just the sheer volume and the amount of time that it takes to set up, shoot, take down, especially in an environment that you've never been in before, and to create very consistent results. We were going through, I think there was like 50 different wheel styles, and they all had different colors and different sizes, and they were all getting photographed. And this is very early on in my product photography game. So at the time, to me, it's like, you're just shooting a wheel. It doesn't matter if it's shiny or matte or black or gold, or I didn't realize that there are differences and very important nuances in shooting different textures and different materials and different reflections and all that. So to me, I'm like, all right, well, let's take 5 minutes per wheel, blah, 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 blah. I was doing 2-3 days, boom, it'll be fine. And that was such a back-breaking 3-4 days. I don't actually remember how long we did it, but I do remember we were running way behind as soon as we started. And just understanding what it took to set up, go to Home Depot, buy some backgrounds, buy some reflective card, all of that. It's something I think I knew I had to do, but it's nothing I really anticipated the work taking. If you're starting the morning and having to build out a set, go get all the stuff, you're in a different country, you're in a different place, you're not where you're used to being. You're not shooting at 7:30 in the morning till 7 p.m. You're lucky to get 5-6 hours in. And I think that was something that I definitely, underestimated, was the ability to shoot a whole lot. So I think being a little bit more experienced is always a good thing. And when you take on a job that you're maybe not sure you can fulfill properly, well, make sure that you're doing it with a low stakes. If you're doing it for a whole lot of money and people absolutely need you to do something very accurately, and it's your first time doing it, or it's, you're just starting out in a certain thing, be careful, because you're first of all, in that situation, you're probably dealing with budgets that you've never dealt with. So you're gonna be like, whoa, $10,000? That's the most money I've ever seen. Yeah, I'll do whatever you want for that. Sure, yes, absolutely. Not realizing that it's gonna cost you $9,500 to do all that. So you're not actually making any money. So I think one of the main things is knowing that with experience, you'll be able to ask for more money and ask for something that is more fair to what you actually need to create the images that you're gonna create. Secondly, the most important thing about taking on a job maybe a little bit too early is that because you're not delivering to the standard that you might have sold yourself at, you're going to be doing yourself a huge disservice at rebooking that client. And no secrets here, I didn't rebook that client. If I was able to show up and create absolutely incredible images, then the next year, for that following year or that new lineup of wheels, I would have shot it again. But because I dropped the ball, I don't get another at-bat. So having enough practice under your belt, having enough experience that has lower stakes is going to help you be a much better photographer when those stakes do show up, when they do arrive, when they do come. so that you can impress the people that you need to impress, and then keep booking more and more shoots from that. Because this is the game that we're playing here, and if you're trying to grow too quickly, you'll get buried much faster than you think you will. So yeah, hopefully you guys learned a little bit from my mistake. It was a little short one today, but I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys in a couple days. Later.